Warning! The following audio may contain coarse language and other material that may not be suitable for a younger audience. Listener discretion is advised. Also, we may spoil everything and anything, so you have been warned. So,
anyway.
Yeah, are we gonna start this bullshit?
Fucking start it!
Fucking get to
Fucking
it!
start the recording! Okay. Guys, I'm really scared though.
Fucking get to it.
Okay.
It's okay, you'll screw up and we'll laugh and everybody will think it's hilarious.
Alright.
Fucking get to it!
Alright.
Okay, Jeanne, just follow my breathing. Breathe in.
We have to
and
get
breathe
this
out.
started sometime today.
Breathe in
Okay.
and breathe out.
It's like she's
All
giving birth. The hell?
Having contractions.
Giving birth would probably be easier for her at this point.
At this time. Alright.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
I got it.
Boom. What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can feel the fucking tension in the air.
Yeah.
Something's in the
This is serious shit, okay? This is like Fate Zero we're about to talk about.
Yeah, let me break it up. Let's sing a song. Well, someone.
Oh, Lord.
Fly me to the moon.
And let me play
among the stars.
Let me see what spring is like on
Jupiter and
Oh my god, you guys are awesome.
In other words.
Jane,
Okay,
fucking
okay.
get to it. Do you see how bored we are?
Hello everybody and welcome to What?
That was it? We had 5 minutes of preparation for the most bland and unemphasized intro yet.
Alright, and that douchebag
Can we just
Holden.
include all that build up in the intro?
I think, oh man.
Ugh.
Good job, Jeanne. Let's introduce everyone because
Okay,
they don't know
alright.
who we are.
Okay. Now that was my boring intro, but with me today I have Holden from HoldenReviews.
Casanova here. How's it going?
Okay, and then we have Gigguk from the Anime Zone.
I'm a fat white guy who's not actually Asian and shit. Yeah.
You forgot Cowboy.
And then we have
That was the other job
Arkada
description.
for Glass Reflection.
Fate Zero dub, guys.
Oh my god! Can I?
That came out like a couple weeks ago, guys,
Yeah,
but
can I just
yeah,
recreate?
we should talk about
How
it
do
now.
you know? Maybe this is gonna go up like tomorrow.
Wait,
I'm
what day
doing
is it?
nothing.
Oh shit, we might. So
shit! Are we actually?
no matter
I don't know.
what, if you're hearing this, it did get released. So there's already one thing going good for PodTaku.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And this is Jeanne from Disturbed Women.
Shut up. Everybody knows who I am.
Oh wow,
Disturbed.
we got a badass.
Everybody knows who everybody is. I wonder why we even do this.
We
Yeah.
I don't
I
I
don't
think
know.
we do it purely because ritual dictates that we have.
Yeah, it really
Yes,
does.
And for new viewers who come in and want to see what we're like, spoilers, we're shit.
We are pretty bad at what we do.
We have made a button saying it's shit.
Yes.
We have made
Yes.
Yeah, we should actually put a link
Oh, we
to
should put a link.
We'll put that in the
Yes.
description below. We'll
check
put
the
that in the
description below if you're on the YouTube. If
Every time you watch an anime, have that button
Yes.
ready. Because, if you think it's shit,
press
you just
the button
press that
and
button,
it's-
and your life will
yeah,
You'll
it's
feel
us
better.
saying it's shit.
I am now, because I can, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to go to like Staples and I'm going to buy one of those easy
Oh,
buttons and then I'm going to
yes.
hack the thing to replace the audio so when you press it, it's going to be us saying it's shit.
Oh.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not-
I really like
Yeah,
it.
it's not that hard
We
to
could
do.
sell that at cons.
That's
If we ever
true.
if we ever went to a fucking con, I don't know why the fuck they would want us. They'd be like, "Oh, those guys who talk shit on the internet, we should get them on a panel."
Except except the staples button.
And then we like arrive at our panel, and like there's like 2 guys there, and we're like,
Yeah.
woo!
I'd be like, "What's up,
Come
Dad?"
join us, guys! Yeah, PodTaku party! Woo!
Let's get drunk.
So yeah, back
If
on
you're-
back on topic, guys. Fate Zero dub.
What is anime?
Man.
Fate Zero.
It's just-
Gigguk fetch me my victory sandwich. He finally knows what an anime is.
Fate Zero is interesting because it's one of the best anime I've ever seen. I even own the box sets, which were expensive. But
Yeah.
the thing is that even though this is getting released, and hopefully we see a hard copy disc version of it, I don't really care
Because Holden's already
It
got
was-
it.
because it's gonna be. I already got it. First off, and two, the dub sounds pretty awesome, and I would want nothing more than a show I really liked to have a really good English translation. Which it from the minute and 48 seconds. Like I would like to mention that this is all based upon, 108 seconds of audio
Where-
that we have.
Where every character gets one line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you look at this cast list, and I mentioned to Holden or everybody in PodTaku earlier, the only thing that this entire cast is missing is Mary Elizabeth McGuinn doing the ADR directing. However, that said, Tony Oliver's doing the ADR directing, and he's freaking amazing as well. So I do have complaints.
So I have one thing that I want to bring up actually that I think is a very legitimate thing that should be said, and that is that
what, the fact that Saber doesn't have an English accent?
it's not even about the
none,
dub itself.
None of them have an accent when they should have an accent. If you're saying that,
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you think they should have given them accents?
No.
I think that yes, because if you look at Hellsing, it's amazing. But see,
Yeah.
the only problem with that is you have to treat it like a neo-realistic film, which is a style of filmmaking where the actors can't be actors; they just have to be real people.
And the other thing is like if they were to try to do accents, unlike Hellsing didn't really have any actual Japanese characters. All the characters were either basically British or some weird ass shit that nobody really cared about.
Think.
Here
I
you
don't
have
think
a
anyone
multi.
in Fate Zero is a Japanese. Actually, now that you bring it
What are
up,
you talking about?
But,
Well-
name one Japanese person.
Kitsurugu.
The-
Amiya.
kids.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. He's like Transylvanian.
What about
he's not.
Waver?
He's not Transylvanian.
He's from the island nations.
What about Waver?
Waver's British.
Oh yeah.
Tosaka.
No, Waver's
Waver.
British.
Waver.
Right?
and his teacher.
He
Tosaka.
flies from England with his teacher.
Tosaka.
Osaka.
Tosaka.
Oh. I forget who that one is.
But see, the thing is the majority of them are not British. I mean, the majority of them are not British, but then actually most of them are not Japanese.
Well, like Ryder's a fucking Viking dude.
What
No,
the
like-
fuck,
he's
Viking?
Babylonian. Oh.
Writer's Alexander the Great.
he's Alexander the Great.
he's
Yes, who is
he's
more
Alexandrian. Like
He's
he's
Alexander the Great.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
No, well, it's not really. It's like in the first episode.
it's not really.
But yeah.
We already had the disclaimer. I mean, if you're listening to this, that's your own fucking decision.
Basically, yeah.
No, but I think the big difference between Fate Zero and Hellsing is that even though Hellsing and something like, say, Black Lagoon had accents,
Mm-hmm.
with Fate Zero, all these legendary heroes are ancient characters.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So if you say Saber should have a British accent, then really she should have a like Shakespearean British accent.
I was about to say
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shakespearean accent.
And I don't know if that would work per se, or if it would translate as well per se. If you have like Shakespearean English here, modern British there, ancient.
Well, here's
Right.
another thing. Based on that clip, like I know that the whole the Saber and British thing, it's a problem with a lot of people for some reason. As I've been reading comments on it, I don't mind it. The one that I think I'm actually going to mind the most is Archer, because he sounds like a typical American villain.
I would agree
when he's freaking Egyptian.
Yeah, Archer was a bit.
He needed to be more Casanova because that's exactly what he is. You know, he
With
is.
that
Why don't you
service.
just go in and redub all his lines?
What he needs is he needed more of a carefree. What I imagine is that Careless Whisper. What I really think I imagined was I was imagining that he would sound like Dante per se from Devil May Cry. because him and Dante share a lot of similarities in the fact that they both have a devil-may-care attitude towards everything, and they both think that they're the best, and they're pretty much invincible.
Yeah.
Who is playing Archer? Because I can't remember if he was.
David Ernest.
Who's that?
Okay.
Yeah, so
Who
David
is
Ernest.
who is known for
David Ernest.
The only other thing that I recognize here is he was a character called Seiji from Durarara.
I've got no idea
Oh.
who David Ernest is.
Oh, he was that guy?
It does.
Yeah, but that's...
It does make sense though. What really makes sense about that is that Durarara was dubbed by the Aniplex, so it makes sense that they're doing it here.
Yeah.
Which brings it back to my original point, which I didn't get to make, which was I think that what they're gonna do is that I hope they don't do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they released this dub only and DVD only, no Blu-ray, because they want to sell.
What?
I thought about it, Karno Kyoukai or no Imoto. I think they'll do it.
What?
I don't know,
Or-
because Holden, I remember you saying last year, they are never going to dub this. That's what you said, and what
Yeah.
happened?
Well,
I'm just saying, this is his.
If they don't put this out
isn't
in Blu-ray,
This isn't about the
I
show.
am going to torch.
This isn't about the show. That was about the show. This is strictly about Aniplex and how broken their model is. How
What model?
I just don't think that they'll do it, or rather, I'm predicting. they won't.
no, they will do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They will
Even if
do
they
it.
do, I don't know what they're going to charge. That's the biggest thing. I'm hoping.
Yeah, but you...
Well, if you look, no, okay, they're gonna.
Okay, wait. They wouldn't invest that much money into dubbing if they weren't going to release a Blu-ray release. Because
Yeah,
dubbing,
they Blu-ray released Madoka.
yeah,
But they didn't
Unless
do it
I'm
for Durarara.
Completely mistaken.
But Durarara was dub-only DVD. It only just got its Blu-ray release, which, in fact, is broken. The Lunchbox one.
Lunchbox.
Really?
They just tried it. They're first dubbed, and they just broke it.
well,
So I don't know. And the thing is, Aniplex, you never know what they're fucking gonna do.
okay, well,
Because the way I look at it is Karno Kyoukai. This is the sole successor to Karno Kyoukai. So I'm basing it upon the fact that of what they've done previously and what they did with Karno Kyoukai. Granted, like I said, I hope I'm wrong. And if I am, that's great. But I'm
Well,
saying
it could be that
assume
they
the
look
worst.
they look at the release of Karno Kyoukai, they realize their mistake, and then fix it for Fate Zero. That's what they could do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they will,
But they don't. But they didn't make a mistake for Karno Kyoukai. That's the thing. They sold out. That is the perfect.
Are you talking about the import release or the domestic release?
The domestic release, I don't think that they're going to really care about. I think that they're just doing that because. But they were so satisfied with the import release because it sold out in literally 24 hours or so.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
And so I think that, like I said, I think that if they do it, I'm guessing the perfect price range. I don't think that they're going to split it up. I think that they would all do it in one box set. And I think if they do that, they'll release it for, I'm guessing, either one. See, I don't want to say 150 because 150 is what they released 15 episodes of Nisemonogatari and Bakemonogatari for.
Yeah, that's the big thing, because then you look at that, okay.
And Madoka.
Yeah, so if you look at that, it's those are all 13-episode series-ish.
You double that.
Ish.
Yeah, double that.
And that's
Yeah.
$150, and then they're going to try and sell Fate Zero for $300?
That's what I'm assuming, which... It's okay. It's still a better deal than what I paid before, and they'll probably
True.
This will be my literally. I've spent a K on Fate Zero at this point almost, if that's the case, and which I
and
don't
he
care.
regrets nothing.
I regret
No.
nothing. I literally don't care.
Yeah.
It's such an awesome show.
Well, I think just the fact that they are dubbing it means they do see quite a lot of potential in Fate Zero. Just from seeing how it's one of the most biggest selling Blu-rays in Japan.
Yes.
So I think they might, because they did things a bit differently from Madoka to what they had done previously. I think Madoka was previous to Phase Zero, Madoka was the big smash hit that came out before Phase Zero,
Basically.
and then we're like, okay, so now we've got Phase Zero. We know it's a massive hit in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty popular in the West. Let's try dubbing it. Because I did not expect them to even dub this at first.
No, neither did I. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I said that it would never get dubbed. I
Yeah.
was thinking that there was no way, and at the time, I had all the reason to believe so.
Just the fact that they are dubbing it is a big sign of change, or at least just for Fate Zero, because they must see some potential in Fate Zero.
They have two of the most influential anime.
Another thing that it could be, because that they're dubbing it, it might be that they're also looking back on when the original Fate Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works were released in the States, and they might be trying to capitalize on the existing fan bases of the Fate series in North America, who are only used to having dubs.
I think
because both previous releases have had dubs, so for them to come in with Fate Zero and not have a dub, it might not work out as well.
Well, like I've said before, I mean, I think that the biggest thing about it, and the only reason this will work for Kara no Kyoukai and Fate Zero for that matter, is that it's a Type Moon release, and Type Moon has a really big international appeal.
True.
If it was any other show that was trying to pay $490 for its Blu-ray box set, I don't think I could name one show that people would pay that much for, even if it did have like subtitles like Kara no Kyoukai and Fate Zero did. So I think that it just being a Type Moon property is one of the biggest reasons that they're going to do it. But my biggest question as to what they're going to do with it is people were not that positive about the Madoka dub from what I've heard. People didn't like it that much.
It was meh compared to compared to really good dubs. It was just all right, you know.
And so
I heard that the rub dub was actually pretty good.
I've heard that was pretty good, and I've heard that the Steins Gate dub is really good.
It is really good. Steins Gate.
That's Funimation.
Steins Gate's Funimation.
That's totally different bag.
Yes.
No, but I'm saying that even so, I mean, a lot of these actors have worked for Funimation at one point in time, and Aniplex is basically just flaunting that they can buy everyone and anyone that they want. They have there's no like cutting corners with this dub cast.
Can we just get pimp? Can we just get our opinions of this dubcast? Or at least...
It's fucking amazing. Are you kidding me?
It's like...
fucking amazing.
Yeah, like there are some names... Okay, here's how it goes. It's either the names attached to the characters are like so perfect based on things that they've done previously that I have absolutely no problems with it, or it's someone who I actually haven't seen, but from what I see in the trailer, it doesn't do too bad, with the exception of probably Archer.
Yes, I would pretty much agree on that. When I heard it was getting dubbed, I was just like, yes! And then
I was pretty excited. I was not gonna lie. I was like, oh my god, they finally did it.
and then when I saw this dubcast, I was just like, my god. Don't believe it, guys. It's
the shit.
It is seriously probably the best dub that I have seen in a very...
And we haven't even seen it yet.
No, I mean, it's the best dub. It's the best dubcast I've ever heard of.
Once again, Holden, with Fate Zero, you're going into it blind.
I know, and I always come out on top of Fate Zero. That's the thing. And so
you heard it from Holden first. It's the Holden stamp of best dub ever.
I don't think it's gonna be I don't necessarily it's gonna be dubs are subjective to begin with, but I think it's gonna be really good.
True.
I think at the very least, I think that what it will remind me of is the Ghost in the Shell dub. I think what this reminds me of is Ghost in the Shell is a fucking amazing dub.
Yeah.
And this has some members from the Ghost in the Shell people, the cast rather. And I mean, the roles are just fucking absolutely crazy good. I mean, you have fucking the Count of Monte Cristo as Ryder.
Yes.
I mean,
I was so happy.
That is like,
oh my god.
If anyone was gonna play Ryder, Jameson Price.
If anyone else,
we're done.
If anyone else was playing Ryder, I'd be like, can he really pull off the same Ryder? But as soon as I saw Jameson Price, I was just like, yes.
I was like, he can do it.
Fucking yes.
Take it.
I mean,
take it.
We have Crispin Freeman as Kirei. Like we have Crispin Freeman as Kirei, the main antagonist. He's not even a protagonist.
Yeah, no. He's
just
got that.
This whole role. Like we've got Bridget Hoffman. I mean, she was. I don't even know. That's the only one where I don't know. But even
what do you
so,
mean you don't know?
No, I mean I don't know how I feel because the only reason I remembered her was because she was in, I think, Love Hina. She was, I think, like the little girl.
She was also in Haruhi.
Yeah, she was Shinobu.
She also played Belle Dandy.
She was the crazy bitch in Haruhi. Which that was the major thing that I knew.
Yep. Let's see. She was Asakura in Haruhi. She was some person in Please Teacher.
And she was Rem. She was Rem from Trigun, which is a really interesting thing because...
Oh, yeah!
Eerie and Rem...
Lane from Serial Experiments Lane.
Because Eriesville and Rem are like the same character. They're both just perfect waifu. That's exactly what they are.
She's also in Love Hina. She's in Lane. She's in Maharumatic, Chobits. Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star. What a show.
What a show, indeed. I haven't seen it.
It's so good. It's so good.
But yeah, no, I'm not worried about her at all. I do find it hilarious how Saber is now on her 3rd English voice actress.
Yeah.
I think Kari Walgren's gonna do fine, but I'm still find that hilarious that she's on her 3rd English voice actress.
I see a lot of fans have been complaining about the fact that Saber has not been able to retain
I think
her
the
voice
biggest thing
actress.
about Kari Waldron is the thing that I recognize her most for was her amazing role as an anime from Eureka 7, which was she's pretty much the main, she's the foil to Eureka, and she's a pretty big character in the later half of it. But
Let's see, what else has she done
She
that I know really
Haruko
well?
Haruhara from
FLCL, yeah.
yes.
She was Kagami from Lucky Star. She was...
We all love that,
Tsuruya.
Dub! Well,
She was
that's-
Tsuruya. I forgot. I didn't know that she was Tsuruya.
Yeah, she was Tsuruya. She was Fu from
That's weird.
Shampoo. She was... What else?
I wish Berserker had an amazing dub. Those roars, man. They gotta be good.
And it's called Kyle A. Bear.
It's Kyle A. Bear.
So fucking...
It's Kyle A. Bear.
Of course he's gonna do a good roar.
He's like, no, seriously.
I don't know why
good.
the fuck, though. They got Kyle Homer. Yeah, we just want you to yell a lot.
This just sends out a message that
Have
they
you
do
not
it.
seen Dragon Ball Z?
I fucking... Okay, don't fucking patronize me.
No. It's more the fact that they can do it. I mean, the fact that this is an all-star, like Phase Zero has got an all-star everything. It had an all-star production team, an all-star writer, like soundtrack going into it, and now it's got an all-star cast.
That's
for its
why
dub.
I'm saying that. I told you that the thing about Fate Zero is that Fate Zero, if anything can do it, it's usually Fate Zero. Because Fate Zero right now, I think we all agree, it's just right now, it is the benchmark of pretty much now at this point everything in terms of modern day anime.
It's the fact that
there's-
I don't know when the next time this many talented people will be involved in one project.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't like Fate Zero subjectively, objectively, you have to say that the amount of talent going into this production in every aspect is
Pretty much.
completely off the charts.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, it's got Gen Urobuchi as writer, it's got Studio Ufotable, it's got
Yuki Kajira.
Yuki
doing the
Kajira as the
soundtrack.
soundtrack. It's got one of the best dubcasts we've seen in a very long time. I mean, I can't find really any points in this show where I was not satisfied. Just it's subjectively from where I'm standing, they're doing everything from a technical standpoint really well done. I mean, even if you don't like the story from a technical standpoint, they've done everything pretty much to the T. And that's what's so amazing.
It's almost scary.
Considering how freaking long it took them to make this.
It took them a long time, and they've pretty much... I think that they've made all their money back on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were working on it when they were finishing up Kara no Kyoukai.
I'm pretty sure they were, actually. That sounds about right.
It was like immediate move from one to the other.
I think... because the director, which was Aoki, he was the director of Mugen Rasen. Not Mugen Rasen. He wasn't Mugen Rasen. He was the first one. He was Overlooking View.
Yeah.
And so after he did that, he immediately went from working with that from Overlooking View and directly went to Fate Zero, I believe. Because I think the books were already out at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure...
The books came out early 2000s, I think, is when he did them. There was a while back.
I was thinking that... I'm pretty sure the books were out by then. And this was pretty much... what he did, because what he did was he did this, and he did Haru Matsuko, which was Wandering Sun, and he did that whilst doing that, along with Ga Rei Zero, which is funny because it has zero in the name, and that was really all he had done. But both of those were not with Studio Ufotable, so those were side projects.
Ufotable.
Or maybe Fate Zero was the side project while he was doing
is
that.
actually how you pronounce Ufotable? I don't actually know how to pronounce it.
I have no idea.
Ufotable.
Yeah.
Ufotable.
No, see, I don't say Ufotable.
You have to put the emphasis on the correct syllable.
I don't say
Ufotable.
Ufotable because
I see what you did there.
I don't say Ufotable.
Well, it's not that hard to see what I did there. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do our Holden voices from now on. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Holden, you need a new.
Why?
You need to come up with something new.
Don't worry, I've got it all under control.
Because Holden-sama, we just love you so very much.
You're not the first ones to say this, but the last ones who said it, I just kicked them out.
I have a bonus.
I think the new shipping should be Arkada and Holden.
No, don't give them any fucking ideas. We're not doing shipping.
I think we have to censor.
Yeah, screw that. I'm taken. Fuck off.
We have to censor what you just said.
Leave it to fucking Jeanne, the girl, to start the shipping conversation, guys. Of course.
Fuck you, Jeanne.
I'm sorry. But there's one thing I want to say about the Fate Zero dub.
Well, you're not allowed to.
Okay.
What the fuck is it, Jeanne?
It's just that they're putting so much effort into this.
Yeah.
I can see that a lot of people can bring more people into anime with this series.
I completely disagree. I think that this would be one of the worst anime to ever bring someone into.
No, this is not a gateway show at all.
Okay. But I was saying I was going to say it's also scary because it's so good that they're going to look for something just like it or better, and I don't think they'll find it.
That's a fair argument. That part I'll agree with.
Wait. Why is this not a good anime to bring people into anime?
Okay.
Because it's just, it's one of the best series out there. The animation, the dub cast that they're giving it now.
I would say because of the story. Like
Jeanne,
even
he's asking why it's not.
Because if you show someone this series, they're gonna look for something.
No.
He's asking me and Tristan.
I agree with you. I'm asking Holden and Tristan why they don't think it's a good gateway anime.
No, it's 2v2. It's me and Tristan versus.
I'm on Jeanne's side this side. I'm
sorry.
On Tristan's side with him.
I misheard that.
Well, call is in session, guys. Call is in session.
Okay.
This isn't a core. This is just 2v2 deathmatch. Okay. This is a tag team.
Team.
What I'm gonna say?
There's no judge.
Mortal Kombat.
There's no ref. You can fucking do low punches all you want.
Dun 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 fight. Dun 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 dun
the biggest thing about this show and being a horrible gateway show is one, it starts off almost impossibly incomprehensively out of nowhere. It's 40 minutes of guys walking around going, "Hey, there's this thing gonna happen soon, and we want
sometimes in circles too."
And they literally walk in circles with wine, and there's a lot of wine. Yeah. That's one thing I'd like to point out. And the reason it's not a good choice is because it requires too much intellectual thought to be construed. It feels so much like a movie, but it's just a really long movie. And I also know feel how long it could retain attention, but no, you Tristan.
I also feel like a lot of the opening bits and the opening explanations are given under the assumption that you already know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yes.
It's like it was made under the assumption that the majority of people watching it have already seen Fate Stay Night or know the story of Fate Stay Night.
Well, yeah, it definitely was. Or rather, to get the full maximize your understanding and enjoyment of the show, I think that it's important to have seen Fate Stay Night, but the counter argument is that if you have not seen Fate Stay Night, the ending is more up in the air and you don't actually know what's going to happen.
Okay. Garn, do you want to go first?
Yes, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
I can totally see where you're coming from, and normally I would agree with you, but I will say the reason I disagree is because I kind of think of Fate Zero as the anime equivalent to a mega popular US TV show by the name of Game of Thrones. Okay.
Yeah. No, I can see it, but continue.
Okay. The reason is, okay, it's the only reason I say that is because Game of Thrones is not all complete action, and I mean there's bits of it, snippets of it's there, but it's more about characters, the dialogue and interactions between characters. And it's a whole load of exposition and dialogue.
Well, yeah, there's 10 main storylines. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Really, something like this, in theory, should not be as popular as it is. But it is one of the most successful US TV shows out there at the moment.
Right now it's
Right.
number one.
Yeah, right now it's
it's
number
number one with Walking Dead trailing behind it.
Yes.
I would argue with my previous point, though, that Game of Thrones, the show, wasn't written under the assumption that everybody who watches it had read the books. It was basically, this is the intro, this is all you need to know. It was all self-contained, while Fate Zero still had that fact that it was attached to the rest of the franchise.
Right. Okay. And no, that's where I disagree.
But
I think
there are
the
plenty.
best thing-
But there are plenty of people who watch Fate Zero without having any prior knowledge of the Fate series or even Fate Stay Night, and still enjoy the hell
Sure,
out
but
of
we're
it.
talking about this being the first anime you show someone. It's just like, hey, you want to know what anime's like?
Yeah,
Here, watch this.
that's my biggest thing.
No.
It's you guys were arguing for a gateway anime, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
well-
saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not a bad anime. I'm saying that it's a horrible gateway anime because it's so overbearing.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were talking about. Unless I'm completely wrong.
Like
Okay,
a
but
good gateway
here's the
anime
thing.
is not like this.
But here's the thing, it can go both ways. First of all, I see what you mean by the first episode being more introductory in a sense. But
45 minutes of it. Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, think about it dubbed and you showing another person. It's gonna give them an idea of what this series is gonna be. And like you guys were saying with the last episode, it throws everything up in the air. But that ending can make someone who's new to anime interested in knowing, well, what's gonna happen next? Let's watch Fate Stay Night. And no.
The worst idea ever.
No, it's
I was
not,
about to say, you
because-
just disarmed yourself.
Because what if they like that too?
Because they won't.
They
It's
won't.
so
Okay,
different.
alright.
No one will
That
like
is-
Fate Stay
that is-
Night.
And I know it's not better, and I did say that, and I do think it's a bit scary, but you still have a 50-50 chance
No,
of someone
you do not have 50-50
liking the
chance.
idea of the Fate State, of the Fate Type Moon franchise and watching that.
The only way that'll
Honestly,
ever work
if you want to argue that, I will tell anyone to watch Fate Stay Night
first.
first.
I was gonna say, watch it first.
Honestly, mainly because not only is that kind of like how it was presented, and that's even how
because
was
it's
released.
downgraded.
everything was written, but also because in terms of quality, it's shit. And if you
He
want
said it's shit.
Fate Zero and then go to Fate Stay Night,
think it's
you will not
really
be able
shit.
to watch it. It's like if you try to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and then attempt immediately to watch the original series.
I think
you're gonna get bored as shit.
The biggest thing about it is that
Either way, I think it can still go both ways. And another thing to go with Garn's argument of it being similar or even better in the terms of action with Game of Thrones, you can get people adapted into anime that way.
no,
Okay,
but see that's
I'll-
the thing.
I will
it's
say this.
too out there.
No, it's mature. I think
Yes.
if Fate Zero could do something, which no anime, I don't think, like
There's not much.
ever since the Adult Swim
No,
era,
there's not much.
I think it could have like appeal to a much more mature audience, which
Yeah.
like totally goes against the image of anime at the moment. If
The
anything
only
has that
reason-
possibility, it's going to be Fate Zero.
That's
The only
exactly
reason
what I'm
I would ever
thinking.
say that if they were to do it, and which they haven't done yet, was that if Ufotable produced and made Heaven's Feel or Unlimited Blade Works or Fate Stay Night for that matter, any of the sequels, then yeah, I'd say. But right now, it's not even really a fully complete story because you know that they want to do something with it. There's a reason it ended like it was, because you're supposed to watch like UBW or the original Fate Stay Night. But the problem is that they're really bad in comparison because there's nothing that can really measure up to this. But that is the counter argument that there is also the possibility to make them better. Even the fans of the visual novel know and admit that the anime is complete shit in comparison.
Here's
It
another
didn't-
thing, Holden, though. Well, this is what Tristan said, though, but did you agree with Tristan when he said that the last episode kind of throws everything up in the air?
Okay, well,
Do you agree with him with that being a reason as to why you don't think people should?
I never
See-
said.
He-
Wait,
no,
who was the one
he
that
just
said that? It
he
was
said
you.
that.
I think that was Holden's point.
Oh, okay. so,
my point was that it's incomplete. That
Okay,
it's
but-
not fully done yet.
Holden, I would like to say that Karno Kyoukai is the same way.
This
And-
is not about. Do not bring Karno Kyoukai.
No,
in
no,
this.
no, no,
This
no.
is not about that.
Holden, what I'm saying is no Kyoukai is the same way. And if people like Fate Zero, they can turn to Karno Kyoukai if they like that aspect.
Yeah,
So then again, you can bring people into anime that way.
Jeanne, what do you recommend me watch after I've watched everything by Ufotable, which is exactly what you've recommended thus far?
That,
You've ruined it. You're starting out with like the best almost, or what I consider to be the best. And if they've got no, scaling of what's good and bad, this will be in their mind either average or like the best, and things can only get worse.
This is one of the reasons why, as much as I don't watch, like, the big three shonen myself, I am quite glad that they are as good as gateway animes as it is. Because then people get like, oh my god, I'm so into anime because they like these shows. And then they come to, like, us, and we can be like, well, now that you like anime, how about you look at all this wonderful stuff? That is so much better than that.
That's not the only way to get people into anime. Like,
no, I'm not saying it is, but it's just...
Oh, it's not the only. No, we're not saying it's the only. No.
Do you say you get people into films by showing them Michael Bay movies? If you wanted to get someone, hypothetically, if you wanted to get someone into movies, what would you recommend them see?
Matrix.
You're not going to say, oh yeah, go watch Michael Bay or go watch some shitty ass movie, and then I'll recommend you something better after that. You wouldn't do that, would you?
No, you have to. You have to have like some kind of middle ground.
But yeah, you have to play your best cards last. If you play your best cards first, then you have nothing else to play. I mean, you have to at least have an ace in the hole somewhere. Which is why I think a really good show, like a really good gateway, would be either of the Full Metals, Full Metal Alchemist, or Full Metal Panic. I think that those would be both great things to start out with.
No, yeah.
Because they're not the best, but they're also far from fucking average. They're also both fucking good, and they both retain the comedy, romance, and everything that you can expect in anime. In Fate Zero, it's so like, I like to kill children and like paint them use their blood to paint walls. Like, you can't replicate that. That is
but where I'm looking at this is a different demographic. I'm looking for
okay, that's
people
we might be
as
disagreeing
old
on
as me.
demographic.
Like, I think you're thinking about people that are in like.
Okay, I'm looking for people my age, because I'm fucking like half a decade younger than you.
No,
well, no, that's exactly the point. There is a whole untapped demographic. When it comes to anime, which is why you saying this can't be a gateway anime. That's because you're assuming most of them are shonen age, let's just say.
You're taking the demographic right now, Holden, and you're putting that into consideration.
Okay, so wait. So are we talking about trying to get, like, say, our parents into anime, for example? Is that kind of
that's sort of
just
or
like
more like
anyway,
our age?
Okay, just let's take it this way. You just said the most successful TV shows in the US are Walking Dead,
Walking Dead, Breaking Bad.
And Game of Thrones.
And that's funny because Breaking
Bad,
Bad,
Mad Men.
My boss, who's 52, got me into Breaking Bad.
And
that's a demographic.
None of those shows are anywhere near shown. They are mature shows.
They are.
So I'm just saying. I think by you saying you can't make Fate Zero a gateway anime, I think you're really limiting the perspective of of the.
I think the biggest reason why is because I'm looking at it from strictly an animation perspective.
You're looking at long term as well.
I'm looking at it as an animator, as in the thing about animation is that people will look at it, and the people who are 40 and stuff have a preconceived notion that this will always be cartoons, and whenever they don't see something that is not Betty Boop or something, they immediately have this disassociation with it because they don't. They wonder why not make it a real life television show. That was my biggest argument that like my parents even made whenever I was showing them Cowboy Bebop. It's this idea of why do this like this when you can make it better when it's live action. I don't think they understand that it's the idea that this is an art form in itself that does things that real life could never do. And it's not the message of real life they're trying to get across. It's really just an experience that they're trying to get. Because since it's not real, it's more, you can have more of an experience with it because you don't associate it with real life. This is its own world with its own set of rules.
Okay. Have your parents seen Fate Zero?
Of course they have, yeah.
Okay. Did they watch Cowboy Bebop dubbed?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Hold on. No, I just want to make sure I have all my points settled before I make my point.
I showed them the sub of Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, but you showed them the sub of Fate Zero.
Did you make them watch the ending first? What? Yes. Ask any more obvious questions, why don't you, Jeanne?
No, but I'm just saying.
Keep going.
If you show them the dub, they might have a different idea of it. Because the sub might have taken their eyes away from it, and at the same time, they could associate it with live action if they saw that it was an art form through watching a dub of Fate Zero.
I'm not arguing that dubs aren't important. Dubs are really important.
Another thing that almost goes against one of your previous points, Jeanne, is that a large part of this demographic that we're talking about probably will never want to watch anime that is not dubbed.
I was about to say that because I used to think that.
Like, for example, I haven't shown a lot of stuff to my father, who's actually not too much. He really likes the anime that I show him, but there's a lot of stuff I can't show him because he just bar none refuses subs. He just doesn't like reading the subtitles.
Your fucking boyfriend does that, Jake.
Yeah, I know. All right, continue, Tristan.
And by that logic, if Fate Zero comes out dubbed, because it is coming out dubbed,
yes,
and we show them that, I can't like you previously say show him Kara no Kyoukai,
right?
Because it's not dubbed.
All right.
I am now restricted to showing him great things that are dubbed. I think I just lost myself.
I'm really thankful for this stuff.
Why?
Okay.
You're just showing him a good show. Like, didn't you start off by showing him Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which for its time was probably one of the best shows to come out. So
I would like to defend that actually and say it's still one of the best shows.
Yeah. No. I'm saying now it has to compete with Fate Zero, but
the way I look at it is like Fate Zero is basically the next Ghost in the Shell in the way that Ghost in the Shell was 2003. It's really far ahead of its time, just like I think Fate Zero is ahead of its time. It has the same soundtrack composer, Yuki Kajira.
No.
Wait, that was Yoko Kanno.
Yoko Kanno. How many times have we got Yoko Kanno and Yuki Kajira?
That was Yoko Kanno, wasn't it? Yeah.
Round, yeah.
Whoa.
You know that's
the
one of the
Holden
fucking big two.
Encyclopedia has a page ripped out of it.
I've never seen Ghost in the Shell. That's my defense. I've never seen.
Okay, but it's another thing though. Like even on my dad's front, I showed him Ghost in the Shell first.
It was the last AAA anime. It was like the last AAA anime on all fronts.
Basically. Well, I showed him that first, and everything I've shown at him since, I've never had the same reaction.
Yeah.
Like, I showed him Ghost in the Shell, and we started watching the second season. We were only planning to watch, like, the first 3 episodes one night. We ended up watching, like, 2 or 3 discs, because we just kept going. But I have never had that reaction with any anime since. I've tried with Bebop, I tried Evangelion, I tried Gurren Lagann, I tried Ergo Proxy. I haven't tried Monster yet, though I think that might work out better. But it's this matter of I haven't got the same thing. He'll watch everything, but it's like after a couple of episodes, he's like, okay, now we're going to go and do something else.
Okay. I think that the only things that I like about Fate Zero, because 1, I wish it was popular, because that would be fucking awesome, because it's like my favorite show. 2, I think that the biggest thing that it can do right now is, 1, get the dub. The dub's going to be fucking amazing. And 2, the show is very marathon capable. As soon as you get past, I think, the first 3 episodes, the show becomes very easy to watch in quick succession to each episode because the show never really stops. I mean, even from season 1 to season 2, the show picks up from the same, like, frame even. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't ever feel like the show's taking a break ever, which is why I think that the show has a huge momentum ability to it. But I have yet to see something that is so compelling. Well, not compelling, but as easy to watch. Like, it never feels like I even watched an episode. It felt like I watched it in one movie because I watched the whole show almost in like a day. Mm-hmm. But the show is just so fast. There's moments when it slows down because it is very text heavy whenever no one is doing anything.
Yeah.
But
which happens quite a bit.
Overall, I mean, the show works. It's so fast and works really well. It's got good momentum. This is all my opinion, of course. None of this is fact. This is all my opinion. But I think the show's really good. But I mean, I just don't know where to go from that. I mean, I think I would love for it to be popular in the masses. But I don't think it's the first show I would show someone. I think it would still, to this day, the first show I'd show someone is Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Panic. Just because those are surefire to work. And I think that those transcend age group. I think Full Metal Alchemist more so. But like the demographic for Full Metal Alchemist was what? It was shonen. And it ran in Shonen Gangan, the Square Enix subsidiary manga. Mm-hmm. That show is fucking like its demographic is so much more than fucking 15-year-olds. I think it's more appreciated by people who are older in their 20s and stuff. And so I think that one especially transcends its demographic. But I don't know what would happen if you showed the average fan right now this, but that's assuming that they're an average fan. And if we're trying to break them in, we're assuming they haven't seen anything. So I think that it's probably not the best choice. It's not the worst either. But I'd say that it's still not the show I would say, hey, wanna come get into anime? Let's get on my unicorn and let's fucking go Nyancat and go to the magical world of anime. Because it's gonna be so fucking weird for them to transition because their bar is set fucking high. I mean, right now, Fate Zero is my bar, and I've seen a lot of anime. And so I just don't know if it's the smart choice, but I think that if I wanted someone to see it, they will like it. Like Jeanne was saying. Because Jeanne, you said that you think that this show would be very easy for almost anyone to like, right?
I think, we can get a lot more older people into anime. Like, not into anime per se, but we can show them what anime is with Fate Zero. I think, I can show my father and my mother this, and I can say, this is Japanese animation.
Oh, wait, okay. So, wait. Now we're talking about using Fate Zero as an example, and not like... Yeah, you're basically showing it to people that are just like, oh, anime, that's all those Japanese cartoons.
Yes, okay.
And it's just like, no, this is what anime is.
I will agree with you on that one. I know what Tristan's saying.
I'm fine with that. I thought, but if you were to show them that with the assumption of showing them more stuff afterwards, I don't think it's a good choice. But if you only want to showing them just one show, and that's it, I will agree with Fate Zero.
I would say the way I view Fate Zero is smashing preconceptions. That's what I see Fate Zero as, and that's why I would want it to be seen by the masses, even if it's their first anime.
Yes,
it will smash.
Even if it's their only anime.
Even if it's their only anime. Yes.
It's one of those shows where you can say, I watch anime, and he goes, "Oh, wasn't Fate Zero an anime?" I was like, "Yes, it was," and that's
exactly.
It's not like, "Oh, you watch One Piece, those Dragon Ball shit," and it's just if Fate Zero can do something for the popular masses, it's breaking preconceptions of what anime can be and can achieve, and that's why I think.
Okay,
it can put a tag on it. Unlike
since we've been railing this topic kind of into the ground, let's sidetrack for a second here. With the exception of Fate Zero, what other shows do you think would be good at smashing preconceptions? My vote goes in for Bakemonogatari.
Brotherhood.
First up.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, that's a good one. What else? Bakemonogatari is a good choice.
Bakemonogatari is a good choice.
Marduk Scramble.
Okay, if you say so.
I haven't seen Marduk Scramble. What's that one?
I can't oppose you on that one because I haven't seen it.
It depends on the person you want to show.
Lucky Star!
Boku no Piku.
For the record, it was. I loved it whenever we put the highlight in, and people were like, "Holden, you fucking like Boku no Piku, dude? What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Are you guys that fucking hard? Like, are you guys that hard-headed? How do you not realize I'm not fucking?
Maybe they're just trolling you harder, and you just don't realize.
I'm fucking hard, Holden. I'm fucking hard.
Yeah, I know. I only like it hard, man. Fucking. So let me think. So Bakemonogatari Ghost in the Shell, Fate Zero. I would say Eureka 7, just because the second half's really crazy, and it's formulaic, and it's like a lot of other anime, but it's really, really well done. But I think the biggest thing that I'm having is I don't believe that it is possible to show someone Fate Zero and then go to something such as Kokoro Connect, modern anime.
No, exactly.
I don't think it's possible.
No.
That's why I would save Fate Zero. I would save it.
You couldn't go to Dragon Ball and go to Kokoro Connect. There was a transition between that.
Yes.
There was a point where you thought, I don't want to watch all this action shit. I want something different.
Right.
So it's not a smooth transition either way.
No matter what you do.
No matter if you were going to get someone into anime, there's not going to be a exact. Oh, I'm suddenly going to watch Kokoro Connect after watching Fate Zero or something. No, there's always going to be a point where if they're interested enough, they will search for more themselves.
Yes.
And that's really all we can hope for. Yes. I mean, but I'm trying to think if we were to give any suggestions, say to someone who did take our suggestion and watch Fate Zero, what would we say? Someone who's never seen anime, because I don't care if they've seen anime, I don't give a shit. Go watch anime.
Yeah.
But if they don't know about these Korean cartoon nonsense from Asian land, if they don't know about it, what would we say? My first instinct would probably be to say, go watch Brotherhood. I mean, we're already using all of our best cards.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. It's how do I give something that's not as amazing, but still just as interesting?
It's scary, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. This is a really hard question.
Just prepare for failure.
Would anyone say Madoka Magica?
No.
Would anyone
No.
say that?
No.
That is too.
No.
I would say after they get
Because of those first couple of episodes, you would just get them not interested
I think that-
before
yeah.
it got interesting.
Because of like the first half, I
I
think.
think Madoka's all about breaking stereotypes or rather preconceived notions.
So you need to know what the
Yes.
stereotypes are to begin with.
Exactly.
Right.
The whole wow factor of Madoka Magica is only achieved if you've seen prior stuff like the first half of
So
Madoka
wait.
Magica.
What do you guys think about Steins Gate?
That's not a bad choice, but it's
No,
there's
it
a
still
there's
has
a point.
it still has like the harem aspects from the first half.
There's a point in
Yeah.
Steins Gate.
It's too much of a visual novel.
Yeah,
Steins Gate,
it
so.
is. I agree with that. It does things that other visual novel anime don't, and I think it does it well because it strays away from its whole that it was a visual novel for a long time. Like you wouldn't know, but judging by like the first half, or
Like-
I didn't know. Maybe I'm just a retard.
Yeah, until he started backtracking and then spending
But
time with
there was
everyone.
this point when it was okay. Next up on the list today, Okabe Rintaro, and there was this point where it was very formulaic, and you could tell it was based off visual
Like-
novel.
The way I
So I'm
see
trying
it,
to
if
think.
I was to recommend something to them, if we're trying to lower their standard, but like, if it's about that, then I would think, is there like a sort of a Western equivalent to that achieves something similar to this anime? Like I said, Phase Zero is similar to Game of Thrones, and say,
Oh,
Right.
there is one show that comes to mind that I think you guys have all heard of.
what's that?
The Western equivalent of this was Dexter.
Death Note?
When Dexter
Yes.
Dexter is Death Note, yeah. But I'm saying Dexter was one of those things. That was the first show where everyone was like, "Hey man, you fucking watch Dexter's fucking good." But that was the first major live action show. That and Lost. I think Dexter came first. I'm not too sure. But those two
Yeah.
shows especially were just these huge Western smash hits.
Well, I don't know. I was around during the age of Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. So is that boobs? What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
Is it boobs? I like boobs.
We're not.
Man, you guys are too young.
What the hell? I'm like 2 months younger than you. So what are you talking about?
We are all like the fucking same age, except for Holden, who's a baby.
Yeah, Holden.
I know.
Holden's like
Maybe I'm just. Maybe
I'm about a decade younger than everyone. Which is fucking mental, because I'm just as smart.
Well,
I was just kidding.
Okay,
Epic
Twin
college.
Peaks was a drama that came out in the 90s.
Okay. That's
Oh.
good
In
enough.
the early 90s.
Never
That's
heard
all
of
we
it.
need to know.
It was out in full before you were born, Holden.
Okay. So actually, I think a good question, because since we're not finding any answers in this and it's not working at all, I think a good question for us to maybe close on is if you were to give anyone into an anime, and you can't say Fate Zero, what would the anime be and why? And maybe what anime got you an anime and why do you think it worked? Also,
I don't even remember what
So,
got me into
I'll-
anime.
I'll
but
go
if I was to
first,
give someone,
and
Okay,
I'll
you
just
can go
say because
first.
it's really
Why not?
easy because I know it. I would say if I was to give someone an anime, I would give them a show like Eureka 7 just because it's a show that I got into, and that if I know they're like me, then I can assume that they'll have the same reaction to it that I did, which should maybe seek out and go more of it. That or Code Geass, just because Code Geass I think would be really easy to get into because it has Japanese anime cliches to it, but the show is just really, especially the first season. This first season of Code Geass is just really streamlined and really fast moving, and you want to watch every episode as soon as the last one finishes.
I would recommend Death Note over Code Geass personally.
Yes, I was
but
about to say.
Is that your recommendation?
No, it's not my overall recommendation. it is one of them. Like if I would,
So yeah, what about your recommendation?
I was just saying over Code Geass, I would do Death Note, but I would probably start. Again, it kind of depends on the person because normally I would like cater to the
Yeah.
person if I knew what they liked. But
you can do that because anime. Has
let's-
such a wide
let's say you make-
I definitely.
you
agree
that's
with you.
probably
Okay.
I would do specifically.
Let's just do main
Just
demographic. then. Just
yeah,
the masses.
If you met someone on the street,
Yeah, probably probably what you said earlier with either Fullmetal Alchemist, and I'd start with the original personally, not Brotherhood, but that's me.
Okay.
And either that or Full Metal Panic.
Yeah, for me,
Okay.
if I was to meet someone who was my age when I got into anime, then just any fucking shonen would do. It doesn't actually matter because most of them are the same anyway in essence. But that's exactly what they need at that age, basically, just a shonen, and that's enough to get them into anime. If I was to meet someone my age now, I would definitely recommend something along the lines of Bakemonogatari, I think, just because it is very different from the usual anime, and it broadens people's perspective to what anime can achieve. Like Fate Zero, just slightly different. Jeanne?
If I was to try to get anyone into anime, I'd probably start with Death Note. Just because it's already grown such a big franchise, and I think it's thought-provoking. Wow, why can't I talk right now?
Thank you. You got it.
Thought-poking.
Thought-provoking enough to get anybody around my age into it. Because I don't think it has anything with too many cliches, too many anime cliches. And I think it could get anybody that has not seen a lot of animes into it.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. I think that's a good way to end the podcast. So we've been talking for...
And we've only really talked about Fate Zero for 90% of it.
And we've really only talked about Fate Zero.
We love Fate Zero!
But here's the thing, though.
What is it, Jeanne? What is the thing?
With the 2v2 we had, I want to know what the listeners think and how they feel.
Oh, for fuck's sake. They're going to say anyway.
Well, they're going to tell us, obviously.
So you guys should tell us. I know, but I want like triple the amount of comments that we get already.
I don't need a voting thing. Shut the fuck up and let me say
Shut the fuck up.
No, I've got a better suggestion. No. I have a suggestion for you, and that is give us an anime that you got into, and what anime would you give someone else if they've never seen anime? That is a great question that I literally want to know.
Day, yeah.
All right, something that we have not said.
Something that we have missed.
Something that we've not said.
Yes.
There you go.
That we've missed, because we miss a lot, because we're fucking humans.
And
Get over it.
And if you say anything we've said, then... I don't know, I'll probably just do a face palm.
Then, just bend us over and fuck us round the back because you
can agree with things that we've said, but then you have to come up with something else.
I will agree, but I'll face palm because we wanna open our community up. This is now a door that we're trying to bust open. And you guys are a part of it just as much as we are.
Yes. Please.
Okay. So I sounded too...
With that fake amount of unity that we gave this podcast, I'll take us out.
You're such an asshole.
We have Garant from the Anime Zone.
Yes, it's me. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to say? Oh, yeah. See you guys.
I don't know.
Oh, let me cut you off.
Fuck you, Jeanne.
Fuck you, Jeanne.
Jeanne from the Woman Channel.
All right, guys. And it's Jeanne, also known as xDisturbedJeans. And until next time.
Stay frosty. And so we have Tristan.
Hey, what the fuck?
On a scale of 1 to frosty, how frosty are you now, Tristan?
I'm decently frosty.
That's pretty chill. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. And I'm Holden, and this has been PodTaku.
It's pretty cool.
Sayonara, see you later.
No, see, I wasn't going to say that, but thanks for reminding me. Sayonara, see you later.
Guys.
And with that, we need to end this podcast because just as Fate Zero, I'm pretty sure 0 people are going to fucking listen to all this bullshit.
Is Karn creeping in the mic again?
No.
Let's
just end this podcast with our creepy voices, eh, guys? Like all of us.
Why don't we all just creep into the mic a little bit?
Okay, Jeanne, stop scaring the fuck out of me.
Jeanne, you're fucking weird. Let's end it.
Oni-chan!
Fuck you! This podcast is ending now!
And cut.